Hello, hello. Welcome back to episode 3 of Light Novel Fiends podcast. Today, we're going to be talking about some more light novel shit. Yeah.
I'm Adamar.
Biggest gamer.
And first, we're going to start off with the Regressed Demon Lord is Kind.
Oh, yes. All right.
So, you got the synopsis, bro?
Yeah. This one is a hilarious light novel. All right. My whole life, all I wanted was power. I churned the world into rivers of blood and eventually gained the title Demon Lord of Strength. However, all this became useless when I lost to a party of heroes. But what can a loser say? As I lay dying, I was forced to listen to the heroes' gibberish. If you are born again, I hope that you'll live a kind life. But when I opened my eyes again, I was back in the past. What do I have to do to live a kind life? This is the beginning of an ex-demon lord's journey to live a kind life. That synopsis itself, well, I can already tell. He's going to be pretty kind.
Oh, bro. Let's just say, alright. This novel is something else, guys. Alright, because first of all, he's an actual demon lord, and you can tell throughout the book. And we're not fully caught up. Well, biggest gamer is. I'm not.
Well,
You're not fully caught up.
I'm like way ahead of you, but
Yeah,
I'm like 10 chapters behind currently.
But you got like 100 chapters on me.
Yeah.
And so this book's coming to an end. We still told you guys last week, but we're like 450 chapters in, and you could very easily tell this guy was a demon lord. He doesn't become like this goody two shoes hero, like smiles everywhere, like I'll take the hits for you guys, like I'm this amazing hero. No, he is just a guy, like a demon lord who does kind acts. So what does that mean? He is super messed up in how he does these kind acts. Like, bro, like give them an example.
Yeah, so for him, torturing villains is a kind act. He's like, you know what? I have to punish the evil people by torturing them to my satisfaction. That was a kind act for the people who they killed.
Oh my god! So he starts his party up, right? At the moment, he has Hans, which is his used to be servant.
Yes, who? Yeah, well, just do the party.
Do the party. So Hans, who used to be his used to be servant, Snock, and his mythical beast, Noan, who's they're kind of a duo.
He's
that
like
they use earth element
yeah.
powers, and they Noan's like they're like contractors. So Noan.
He's like a beast summoner.
Yeah, beast summoner sort of, but this
beast tamer.
Beast tamer. Let's say beast tamer who gains power from his beast, and so he can use the power of the earth. Then there's Lara, who's Lyra. Is it Lyra, right? Lila is a super amazing magician.
Yeah.
And then Elena.
Oh, yeah.
Elena is a very good magician, and she's kind of like Lila's disciple.
Yeah.
And then Lara is like the swordsman that he just picked up.
Yep.
And so they're a pretty strong party.
They're a fully offensive focused party.
Except Snock, he's the
only defense. But I mean, it is Earth magic, so it's pretty tough.
Yeah, that's true. And so these guys go around. He doesn't get them all right at the beginning. He picks them up through his travels. Mm-hmm. And let's just say, besides Lara, who's a recent addition, as of we're at like chapter 460, guys. So if you're all the way caught up, you might think differently right now. But they have seen him torture these guys, but they know at the end of the day he's doing a kind act because it's a villain that has killed countless people. Mm-hmm. So it's like it's a great line.
But essentially, so the story really starts off with, obviously in the synopsis, he got killed by these heroes. And then the party leader who cut off his head told him, hope you can live a kind life in the next one. But then
that's Mr. Glenn.
Yes.
Glenn Zenard. You will come to hate that name as much as we do.
But before he dies, a thing comes out of his finger.
Thorn of Destiny?
No, the key that distorts destiny.
The key that distorts destiny.
And basically it regresses him back to his past. So originally he's a son of a count who apparently, like, because he has, like, this story has uses mana as its like power base. So
I want to get into that.
Oh yeah, I like it.
I don't like
You
it.
don't?
I don't like it at all. No.
Uh,
You like it?
I mean, I think it's pretty simple.
It's simple. I hate simple, bro. I want deep, but all right, continue.
Yeah, but so essentially, like people usually awaken their mana pretty early, but like he's like what? Is he
He's like
17?
I think he's 18 when they start.
And he hasn't awakened his mana, so they think he's like a trash. But the problem is that he actually has so much mana in his body that he needs to wait for his body to like develop to awaken it. But none of the family members or anyone else knew that, so they just looked at him as trash. So in his previous life, he obviously was treated pretty badly, but in this one, since he's still the demon lord like mindset, he goes on a rampage in his home, essentially because his little brother tried bullying him.
Bad move.
Oh, and everyone else tried bullying him, even his stepmom, because his mom's dead at this point. But
Start of the story gone, KO'd.
Yep. But yeah, so he goes on a revenge tour, and let me tell you, he got his revenge. What it was.
This book will grip you within the first, I'd say, 5 chapters. He's beating people up.
Oh yeah, if you like action, this is the one.
Yeah, and he doesn't shy away from it. And a key point, he keeps his memories from his past life.
Mm-hmm.
So while the obviously the world's not gonna go exactly as it did before, because now he's a I'm not gonna say try to be a hero, because if you call him a hero, he's gonna be upset.
Yeah,
but he's a nice guy, right? So he's a nice guy who does nice things. Well, actually, he's a bad guy who does nice things.
Yes.
So the world definitely is different now, but he has knowledge from his past life to kind of help him out while he goes on his adventures.
So basically, he starts scheming against his little brother. He's like, he doesn't particularly care about his family. The only reason he's getting revenge is because, like, as a demon lord, like being humiliated, he's not gonna be humiliated. But there's actually a main thing throughout the story is that he's very emotionless,
crazy emotional.
Like literally, he
could care less.
Yeah, he could sacrifice anyone to accomplish his goals. It doesn't mean that it's like he'll form the party, but like if he was to save people, like if a city was gonna get destroyed, he would like not hesitate to sacrifice some people to save the city. Like instantly.
Yeah. He'd be like, if it's which one is better or worse, he'd be like, all right, so over here 55% of people live and the other side is 45% people die, and that's her best option. Let's kill them all, bro. Like right now. I'm already swinging.
Yep. He is fully, like, he's like the fully logical type person. He will not act on emotion when it comes to solving problems. And because of that, since all of his other enemies are usually, no matter how like scheming they are, they all cannot replicate that. So he can very easily toy with people emotionally, and that's how he gets his edge over them. Not just because he's terrifyingly strong. Like throughout the novel, they constantly say this guy is a monster, and they don't want to fight against him head on. Especially because in terms of, basically, he's the perfect combination of brains and bronze, and that's why he's terrifying.
Yeah, so he starts off by he starts off as the Count's son. He messes with them and then he leaves. And so since he remembers his old memories, he's like, you know what, first thing I'm gonna do, let me find my old teammates, let me just see how they're doing in this life. And so he kind of goes around and he figures out, before he even gets to any of his old teammates, he figures out that there's this weird scheme going on behind the scenes. And so he sees in his first town, he gets hands as a servant from his from the Count Steelwall place where he started off. And so he takes him there and he's like, whoa, the Beliads are here. And so the Beliads, basically Beliad is a god, the god of fish.
I don't know if
god of water. God of water. But he's
he's god of water. He's god of something, but he's
like fish like. They call him fish like because he's
they call him a fish head because he looks like a fish and he needs his
followers,
his churches or whatever need to be near water.
Yeah.
But he's not like a god of water or fish, but he's like, I don't know if he's god of darkness.
Something like that. God of evil.
Evil.
He's a
He's
bad
an
god.
evil god.
Yeah, he's an evil god.
Fish head looking evil god.
And so Zeke gets there, and for you guys, Zeke, we call him Zeke.
Yeah.
And so he gets to this town, and he actually finds the hero's party member there. So like we said at the beginning, when he regresses, he gets killed by the hero's party. One of the people there was the Saintess, which is like the pure holy person. She's the figurehead of the Karina men.
Karamuina.
Karamina.
I think it's Karamina. Yeah.
Yeah, Karamina.
Yeah, she's the saintess, and she's the one God of light.
God of light is Karima.
Yeah, and then she's a saintess. So she's the healer.
Yeah.
Super pure person,
Mm-hmm.
and that's where he meets that first party member.
He's confused, bro. He's so confused when he meets her. He's like, should I just kill her now? Like, she literally killed me in my last life. And he's like, I don't know what I should do.
But because of the hero that killed him, because he also is very straightforward in that if he loses, he lost. He doesn't get mad that he lost. He's just like, I lost. So when the hero said, be a kind person in your next life, he was like, all right, since he was stronger than me and beat me, then I'll do it.
Yeah, and especially because he was like, he lived the whole life, and he remembers everything. He lived the whole life of, like, evil. And he's like, I already did that. Why am I going to do it again? Like,
yeah.
Let's do a kind life this time. And, like, he told me what he told me, so I'll follow his idea. And so he meets that lady, and he's like, and this sticks with him. He's like, he asked her because she's gonna be the saintess in future years. Right now, she's a saintess candidate. And he asked her, he's like, how can I be kind? And she's like, she tries to give him like a good answer, and then he finally like narrows it down. He's like, so you're telling me if I beat up bad people, I'm a kind person? And she's like, yeah, she's like a little uneasy, but she's like, yes, that's one way to look at it. He's like, all right, got it. There's no method I should have used against bad people, but like, I'll kill them for you. Don't worry.
But the saintess is at this point, she's very naive in the world, which is why right now she's on like it's not is it a pilgrimage?
Yeah, you can call it a pilgrimage. It's more like it's a pilgrimage to get experience of the world.
Yeah, so she's trying to see the world outside of
the temples.
Yeah, which is just like, just get rid of her naivete. So
yeah,
running into Zeke, she gives a a classic like pure person answer of like, don't
steal,
don't be a kind person, kindness begets kindness, that kind of stuff. Where there's like,
Zeke does not care,
and he's like, he also looks at her very like, he in his head is like, that's like a very naive point, but you're the saintess and it's whatever. I think actually she said something to him about, because so there was actually a person that got arrested when she actually it wasn't when she met him, but it was like a second when he met her again. Someone was getting arrested because they were stealing, right? And she's kind of like what was it again? She just basically said that he was a bad person for stealing. And that guy was rebuking her, being like, no, like, I was stealing for like my brother or something, but she was like, you're lying, and because you stole, you're a bad person, and basically just let him get arrested. And I think Zeke was looking at that, and I don't know, I don't remember if he was thinking that was kind of ridiculous or something, but I think he looked at it with like, there's multiple point of views for as why, but her point of view is pretty rigid. But basically in this point in the story, in this arc, the Belliads are trying to take over the city,
sacrifice the whole
sacrifice every person there. And what happens is the mayor frames the saintess and says she's a Belliad supporter, and she gets hunted down.
Mind you, she has
guards. She
has guards, but she specifically has a guard who is.
Oh, that's right. That's right. They met her right before he entered. He met her. He was in the woods just camping out with Hans, who was obviously like, depressed because he got stolen from the Count family. But basically he runs into the what's his name? Belliad murderer? Belliad killer?
Belliad's executioner.
Yes. I forget his name.
It's like Bale Wargi or something.
He has a weird name.
He does have a weird
that's
name.
why I can't remember
say
it.
Right.
But basically, Zeke was like, he was apprehensive about him because even back when he was alive, you know, he remembers his reputation and he was really strong during.
He was called the Killer Machine. I remember that was another nickname from him.
And he was extremely strong. And in Zeke's current state, cannot defeat him.
Yeah, he knows he'll get bodied.
But essentially, this bodyguard got called back for some reason. So he's not around.
Yeah.
And Lubella is getting hunted down.
Yeah.
And then.
Oh yeah, sorry, we forgot to say her name. Her name's Lubella.
Yeah, Lubella. But basically, he goes after that. He goes to investigate because he's like, "Oh, what happened here?"
Yeah.
And then he finds her in like the middle of in like an alley, and she's like obviously like super dirty because like she's been running and all of her guards are killed. And basically, he just kind of like explains the scheme of what happened to her, which I can't fully remember, but basically like she got betrayed.
Yeah, I think she got called into the mayor's.
Yeah, and then the mayor was killed, and then that's right, it was the vice mayor. Or whatever his position was, but he was a position beneath the mayor. He was like, Lubella killed the mayor, and then that's why she got hunted down.
Yep.
But
so she got a big slice of life in this city because she went from only being at this temple, knowing only the temple's people. Obviously, as the saintess candidate, how everybody's gonna treat her.
She was in a noble position.
Yeah, everybody's gonna treat her like a princess. And now she's over here in a
Getting
dirty
hunted.
alley. Guards are dead. Got framed for being a Belia, the exact opposite of what her position's trying to be, and she literally has no idea what to do from here. And so this is when Zeke like meets her again for the second time,
and basically he like explains like he gives her like a life lesson of like you know, you're pretty naive. You kind of like fell into a trap. And she's like lost. She doesn't know what to do because she's never experienced this before. And she's like, "What do I gotta do?" He's like, "You gotta hunt them down. You gotta find who did this, and you gotta trace them back to the source."
Yeah.
So they go look for one of the. Oh, that's right. The person who got robbed is one of the people that betrayed her.
Yeah.
Or not betrayed her, but basically he wasn't a good guy.
Yeah.
So they go and find him, and Zeke starts torturing him, and Lubella doesn't like that.
Yeah.
But Zeke said, "You know, you got to do what you got to." It's because obviously she knows like it's a Beliad at this point, because like she saw the signs, but it was like too late.
Yeah.
So he's telling her, "It's like, you got to be ruthless to achieve your goals. Otherwise, if you let this guy off, you're just not going to achieve anything."
Yeah.
So they torture him, and she allows it, and so she's slowly changing, and they get the information out of him, and then he asks her, "Should I kill him?" And she tells him, "Yeah." And then, boom, knocks him off
instantly.
She finally realizes like she needs to be a little ruthless, especially against her enemies, because her enemies are going to be ruthless against her. But if she tries to be kind against them, you give them an inch and they'll take a foot.
A mile. And so basically, Zeke goes through this whole thing with Lubella. They and he does a master plan, mind you. He does his master plan where before they get into the city, he says once he realizes the plot going, he says hands on a mission to go track Lubella's guard.
Yeah.
Because he's super strong, and he knows Zeke knows if that guy comes back to the city, like
it'll be good.
It'll be good. He's gonna be able to take care of any problem because he's supposed to be like one of the world's strongest people.
Yep.
And so they basically uncover the whole mystery about the city, the Belials. They get to the final fight, last second, and mind you, this whole fight, Zeke might not be as strong as the guy he's fighting, but he's playing with him.
Oh, his wordplay is amazing.
This is honestly what makes the book for me.
Yeah, because he's constantly insulting his enemies.
Yeah.
He plays psychological warfare in pretty much almost every battle.
Every battle.
Weren't there a couple battles? I mean, there's a couple battles where he doesn't.
Well, if he's fighting against regular people, like on the side of the street that just come up to him.
Okay, well, yeah. But basically, like, main enemies, they get tortured psychologically,
Yeah.
and they can never retort against him. And
They try.
This is one of the reasons why he wins, too, even if he's not as strong, because he just breaks them down mentally, and they can't use their full strength at that point.
Yeah, or they'll make a weakness, or they'll make a little, like,
mistake,
and he'll capitalize it. So he's playing with this guy. And he's like, "Oh, I forget what he was saying.
He was just insulting the
the
Belial
Belial,
god,
yeah,
and he was insulting his own intelligence. He's like, "Come on, bro, you're not that smart."
yeah,
He's like, "Oh, because what they ruined the so they're the sacrificial like pillars or whatever underground. Basically, he put like there's these really crappy drawings that he puts on them that destroys their power."
Yep.
And he kept going back and forth saying, "Oh my god, it didn't work. Oh my god, it did work. Oh my god, it didn't work."
And he was playing with him, and he was like, "Oh my god, you're so strong. Oh wait, you can't use your power." No, and Zeke would keep playing with him, like, "Bro, use your full power. I mean, come on, I'm ready for it."
Mm-hmm.
And the guy just he was like, "What's happening with me? Why can't I use my full power?"
And every time he thought he was gonna win, Zeke was like, "Nope, nope, nope." And then when the killing machine guard came in,
Yeah.
Zeke was like, I don't know if he said it this time or did he say it before it, but he said the line.
The line, you want me to read it?
Yeah.
So, guys, every time that he is fighting one of the main characters, and you can always tell the main character because he says this one line at the very end, and this is how you know he messes with him to the very end. And he doesn't say this line. I want you guys to know until the very, very end, like they are completely broken,
And they defeated.
like they have nothing left to live for. And he's like, "How was it? How was that sweet moment of hope?" Oh my goodness. He said that line at least probably 6 or 7 times throughout the book. And every time I hear it, I'm like,
It's
oh my
over.
God. Oh my
They
God.
lost.
I get so excited, bro. Because
Oh,
he,
yeah.
he destroys these people mentally. Then he says that line and it's like,
It's over.
oh, it brings me so much joy. I'm not gonna lie. I think I read the book is so good because of just his character.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because he's essentially an anti-hero.
Yeah, he's an anti-hero, but
he tortures his enemies, and obviously he's essentially crazy. That's why people like all of the people he's ran into, he's like saved or helped or has good relationships with. They're kind of like they're afraid because they're like, imagine if he was a bad guy, and that's why they were like, if he was a bad guy, we'd be in trouble. We'd be because his intelligence is too high, his strength is incredibly powerful, and he's incredibly sinister to his enemies. So if he's a bad guy, then the good guys, because good guys they'll succumb to pressure
easily
because Zeke will do anything. So imagine he against people like obviously who are the righteous or whatever. He could easily just take a hostage or something and force them to like lower their heads because he will do anything, whether it be a child or a mother, anything to achieve his means. It does not matter.
Anything. He does not care. And like that's honestly, I gotta say, bro, because how we talked about earlier a little bit, we touched on it, the magic section. Oh my God, I think personally, you can speak differently, bro. I do not. I think the fighting is okay. And I think the magic is trash. Of this book. So I'll tell you guys right now, I'm a huge like battle junkie. Like I love all the fighting. And I to be honest, I think the fighting is pretty okay. It's mediocre. I'll call it mediocre.
What?
And I think the magic system is trash because it's like they don't define it at all. And then
I mean, it's just mana.
It's just mana, but like I don't know. And so more like they don't specify.
They don't have an actual system.
They don't have a power system.
It's just based on for magicians they have like
they don't have nothing, bro. They don't have anything.
It's just the amount of mana they have.
All they have in this book is the amount of mana that you have and like your skills, but they don't classify what these skills are. They don't have any names for these skills. The only thing that even when Zeke fights somebody, is like, oh, his skills are high. He compares them to his party member. He's like, oh, this guy's comparable to this guy. But there's no like concrete like.
There's no level system. It's more like just basically. It's just like basic combat, but you just have magic involved.
Exactly.
So Zeke as he's a combat god.
And so like I gotta say, with those things included, like the battling for me is mediocre. The mana system is trash in my opinion. But his like psychological warfare.
His character is amazing.
His character is the whole book.
And all the other characters are honestly, I like all the characters. They all have their own unique aspects that match up well with the main character.
Yeah, I love the party. So while he does carry the book for me, I think the mystery that they got going on, because obviously there comes up with a little scheme throughout the book that he has to figure out. Then his party members, I like how they develop.
Mhm.
especially because they develop quite a bit from the beginning.
Mhm.
Like they're night and day.
Yeah, basically, so in the beginning, Hans was like the servant that looked down on him because he was the servant of the stepmom. So he was like with his half brother. Basically, Zeke, like he traumatized his younger brother before leaving as a gift to the Count family. He was like, "This is my gift for leaving after all the trauma."
But he did give him a 7 good reasons. Not a good reason, but like he was like,
it was his. This was his first kind act. He was like, "If you can overcome this trauma, you will be incredibly strong." But he, so basically, or after his little brother, he got traumatized, but he was like, you know what? His kind act was, if you can overcome this, you'll be an extremely strong person.
This says a lot about his kind act.
He's like, yeah. He was like, I'm only gonna traumatize you to make you stronger.
Just a little bit of trauma.
But let's just say he did not get over the trauma.
Yeah, so we recently got back to the Steel Wall, the Count Steel Wall estate area. So when they say estate, it confused me a bit at the beginning, guys. I'm not gonna lie. Tell me how you feel about this. So they every time they say the Count Steel Wall estate, I assume that's just like their like little courtyard. But in actuality, it's like their whole like area that they govern.
Yeah.
Like, you know, but like I didn't realize that. I thought like when they say estate, like it's their palace or whatever. They're like their house.
No, it's the whole thing.
It's the whole like count.
It's all their land.
Yeah, it's all their land. And then specifically when they're talking about like just the steel wall area, they call it the fort.
Yeah, because the steel walls are essentially
the military family.
Yeah, and they're like the guardians, or not the guardians. They're like the shield of the Cronin kingdom. Yeah, that's the kingdom where they're from.
Yeah. And so this is just like they finally get back here, and let's just say Greg, the little brother, oof, he did not recover.
No, he became a drunkard.
But he's getting his treatment.
Oh yeah, so Zeke was
you
like,
want to talk about that treatment, bro?
Yeah, so Zeke was like, what was his condition for treating him?
He said the condition was, you have to let me treat him however I see fit, and you guys cannot in any way interfere with it. And the only other condition I have is that I can search the Count Steelwall estate as much as I want
without anyone interfering,
and I can also damage the property a bit.
Yeah,
and you guys can't be upset.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, and his treatment is beating the crap out of his little brother
for days.
Essentially, he's pretty much torturing him.
Yep.
And he's like, so this is to get his will kind of like tempered.
Yeah.
To like fight back. So he's slowly, and it's crazy because it's actually working.
It works, bro.
He's slowly like, before he was too afraid to fight back or pick up a sword. Yeah. Then like he started to get mad, so he's trying to fix the sword, but it takes a while before he can even like swing it.
Yeah.
And then now, so it's like it's kind of working.
And it's real torture because they have a priest on hand
who heals him every time he's at his limit.
Yeah, so every time he's like, oh, this guy's gonna die. Oh, let's heal him up full health. All right, start again. It's like continuous torture without a way out.
Mm-hmm.
And that first day, the guy doesn't even fight back. He literally sits on lays on the ground and gets
beaten,
like torn up. He's also using a sword too. He doesn't just use his hands and feet. Mm-hmm. So he's like cutting this guy open,
mm-hmm.
and just like the guy's just sitting there like taking it.
Mm-hmm.
It was pretty bad.
Yeah, and it's crazy because it like throughout the novel, mm-hmm. he just does crazy stuff like that all the time. Like,
he does.
And I mean, there was even one time when there's this like little boy that he got attached to. Remember?
Oh yeah.
And then one day the little boy and his family got tortured by the Beliads, and it was like the worst type of torture.
They were in a random village too, and he just met this little boy who was nice to him. Like the little boy brought him bread every day. That's it. That was it.
And then one of the Beliad like high priests walked by and tortured his family.
Yep.
And then after Zeke found him, he just vowed revenge. And he brought the Karuminan church to attack like one of their. This is like a super stronghold.
This was like there was like one of their 4 biggest bases.
Yeah,
in
to
the
annihilate
whole,
it,
and they destroyed it.
And the whole time Zeke was like, "I'm gonna go in and I'm going to torture him until his very last breath."
and he tortures him.
Yeah, he just kept saying, "Oh man, if only you didn't kill that little boy, I wouldn't have destroyed everything. It's all your fault." He kept saying, "It's your fault that I'm killing you. It's your fault."
And he was bad too, Z, because what happened was is that this stronghold had a secret exit, and so this guy purposely lets that guy leave through the secret exit, waits for him at where the exit comes out of the ground, because it's like an underground tunnel. So it comes above the ground, he comes above it, and as soon as he takes like 2 steps of freedom, he like cuts his hand off or something. And then he doesn't just stop at cutting his hand off. He's like, I have a little game for you here. If you succeed in the game, I won't kill you. Like, you can go free. And the guy, mind you, he has like no arm at this. I think he has 1 arm or something. And he's like, are you serious? Like, I can leave if I win? He's like, yeah, you can.
He's
go.
like quivering in like fear.
Oh,
like,
quivering in fear. He's so scared. The guy just cut his arm off. And so then the guy wins, right? He beats the game. And then he's like, oh, I can leave. And then Zeke is like, nope, cut your other arm off.
Because he has no honor. He doesn't care. He's like, he's just trying to destroy every bit of hope he has.
Yep.
And he gives. Does he give him the line?
Oh, he gives him.
Yeah, he gives him the line.
He gives him the line. That was that last sweet moment of hope, bro.
And in this guy's moment, because he's trying to, he's hoping that like he kills him and like the high priest, because basically throughout the entire time he was attacking the stronghold, he just kept torturing him with words. He kept saying, "It's your fault. It's your fault. It's your fault that the Beliad statue got destroyed. That you destroyed your God's plan. I can't believe you blasphemed your God. You destroyed everything. You're a terrible high priest, and it's all your fault." And obviously, the Beliads are like a little bit more united. Like every time a Beliad priest would die, like the high priest would feel pain, or like one of the members would die. He would feel pain, and he was like, "Get revenge on you!" Like he was getting angry, and Zeke was like, "Come do it, come on, man! You're just gonna be a coward and leave everyone to die. It's all your fault. It's all your fault that everyone's dead."
Bro, for chapters, this goes on for like 10, 20 chapters.
It's so amazing. Every time you read it, you don't get bored of it.
You never get bored.
You're just like, this tortures crazy.
That's what I'm talking about, guys. This character carries this book.
And then in the final moment, before he like dies, he's having a dream. He's like going to his like God's arms. He's like, "Oh, I escaped him." In the last moment, his God, I think it turns. I don't remember if it turns into Zeke's voice or if it was his God's voice, but he says, "It's all your fault," and he goes insane and dies because he.
Wait! You forgot one last thing. You don't remember the oath that Zeke said he would do? You don't remember the oath, bro?
What was it?
So I think this is one of the most craziest parts. So like we said, Beliad.
I remember something crazy happened.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Beliad is the god of water. So when the followers die, they put them into the sea. And so Zeke said, "I'm not even gonna let you have the afterlife. I'm gonna burn your body, put it into ashes, put it in an urn, and I'm gonna drop it in the highest mountain in the world."
Oh,
remember, bro? He said, "I'm not even gonna let you have the afterlife, bro."
That's right.
And he does it.
Yeah,
I forgot about it because between when he says this oath and when he hits the highest peak in the mountain range, which he just did, like he was just at Pialu just in the last arc, and in Pialu is where the how do you say it? The mountain range?
It's the Dennis Mountain Range.
The Dennis Mountain Range. They have the biggest mountains in the world, and he climbs to the very top of the mountain. And he dumps the ashes. Yep. And then he throws a line out there. He was like, "Here you go." And now with that, my revenge is complete. All for some random little boy that brought him bread.
That's right. After like when he was about to reach bliss, and then obviously hell came for him. Like in that moment where he was like, "I finally got out," but even in death, he was still being tortured.
Yeah.
Like, which was what I think that signified. I was like, oh my God, he tortured him. Even after like he thought he was ascending, he was going straight to hell. I was like, that is crazy. And then Zeke was like, I think because he had the boys at Ashes with them, and he says, "I hope you enjoyed," or not enjoyed, but he's like, "I hope you saw my revenge for you." I was like, this guy,
he's a different level, bro.
He's a different. When it comes to revenge,
don't play with him.
Do not offend this man, or he will find the worst, most possible way to make your life a living hell. He's done it to every enemy.
Everyone.
Every single one. They did not meet a good end. No good deaths for Zeke's enemies.
And mind you, he actually does. in his own way, and even I would say he lives a kind life. Like he
Mhm.
does not mess with anybody like a
He
regular
doesn't
person.
bully people
Like
or anything.
if somebody tries to talk to him, he'll beat him up. Like if they mess with him, but like he's not gonna kill you. You know, he'll just be
Yeah.
like, he'll be like, if you try to fight him, he's gonna fight you, and he'll gonna beat you up. But he's not gonna like cross the line. You
Mhm.
know, he lives a pretty nice life.
Mhm.
And I think,
He's just insane. That's all.
yeah, and I think honestly, he shows it's the best when he goes after the werewolf guy. Do you remember his name?
Oh, is this the guy that
Used to be, so in his past life, he had a couple subordinates, and one was
Yeah, demon. Like there was a bunch of demon lords, and
demon people.
demon people.
Mm-hmm.
No,
That
they
fu-
were technically some. They were all demon lords. They were just classified as demon people.
Well, I felt like there was like four, or it was like four demon lords, and then there are demon people under them. Remember, because there's the demon lord of strength, which is Zeke Moore, and then there's the demon lord of magic, and the demon lord of disaster, and then the demon lord of. I think those are the three that I remember, but I know
thought there
there's
was
one more.
more. Maybe you're right. I know. Yeah, they are demon people, and there are a few demon lords. But yeah, he did have subordinates.
And he had his four like, you can call them like devil kings, I guess.
Yeah.
And they were like his big. No, it was his three biggest. No, three or four. So I remember the vampire, then I remember the succubus, and then I remember the werewolf. I think that was his three.
No, he had a.
The fourth?
Yeah.
Oh, the other lady,
Yeah. Yeah.
the girl who's like simping for him, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
that was evil, bro.
she.
You want to get into that?
Yeah.
Well, first let's get into the werewolf. So basically, the kind acts, how I'm saying that you can really tell he's a kind person.
Wait, the werewolf is like the actual evil. He's like also a bad guy, right?
No, he is. He
Yeah,
is.
he's Tim.
Tim. There
That's
it
his
is.
name.
Tim the werewolf. And so basically,
This guy's
so let me explain this to you guys. Tim is the pretty bad guy, and basically,
like
he was
basically
raised rough.
he had a bad environment, which like eventually kind of warped his personality. He's twisted it. He's like Zeke, but like bad all the way. Like
Yeah.
he'll backstab anyone.
Yeah, and so basically, this was like Zeke's best friend back in
Mhm.
the day. Like,
Oh,
they're
yeah.
drinking buddies. Like they drank.
Even now they got
They were
along so
boys.
well. He was like, this is my best
Yeah.
friend.
So he actually goes on a Zeke goes on a solo mission to this city because he knows Tim is there, and so he finds Tim, and they're actually still friends.
Mhm.
Like they chill, and like they actually become like best friends
Yep.
again. And like Tim is like, and then finally like they go through the whole scheme, and Zeke is finally like fighting Tim at the end, and they're like fighting it out, and then he's like, Tim, like why don't you come with me and I'll let you kill as many bad people as you want, and like you can do kind acts with me. And Tim is like, I don't want to do kind acts. I want to do whatever I want.
yeah.
And Zeke literally kills him.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like,
that's a
you're
shame.
evil and I have to kill you.
Yep.
And he kills. I felt like he was gonna cry. Did he cry? I don't think he cried, but it felt close.
He
bro.
didn't cry, but he definitely felt sad
Yeah,
because he
he
because
felt close.
yeah, because
It's his best friend, bro. It's like if I had to kill you one day,
yeah, he's
I
hoping
couldn't do it.
He's like hoping that he could change his ways because Zeke changed his ways. So he was like trying to do the same thing, just
Yeah.
like in his own way. But
Yeah.
he saw Tim and he was like, yeah. And Tim himself also had some like words where he was like, I just couldn't be like that.
Yeah,
And because like for him, it's been he
too
doesn't
much.
too much, and he doesn't have the same willpower that Zeke does. Because
Yeah.
like he lets his emotions or his desires
Go
like
on rampant.
yeah, where Zeke can easily control them. He just does whatever he wants.
Yeah,
Zeke will do whatever he wants, but he will decide if certain things have a bottom line.
yeah.
But for Tim, he does not.
And mind you, also thrown in there is that his other two subordinates he was able to turn them into good people.
Yeah, he basically stopped them from becoming demon people. Like when he went to their estates and
Mhm.
he helped them out. And
Tim was the one.
Tim was the one where
He couldn't turn them. And then he also had his fourth character. I think it was Marilyn, is her name, right?
Yeah.
It was Marilyn, and she's like a mage, and she was like loving Zeke.
Yeah, basically, yeah, she's
Should we go into the whole scheme now?
yeah, because she's deep.
I think you have to start it from the beginning until we get to Marilyn, bro, because they won't understand. You know, you gotta start from the
Okay,
beginning.
so basically, Zeke is he's a chess piece,
Yeah.
and the hero that killed him, Glenn,
Mm-hmm.
is the he's the
sun hero.
player.
Yeah.
Yeah. So originally, Zeke was a hero, Zeke Brave, because that's his real name.
Yeah. Well, his real name is Zeke Steelwall.
But like his nickname was Zeke Brave because he was a hero, and essentially, um, Zeke right now, like the Demon Lord, like this is like meant a different like timeline, because Glenn Zennard has a regression ability, and so he kept regressing,
turning back time,
and wanted to be the hero because he was like envious of that, and so but he didn't have the skill to be a hero, so he wanted or the talent. So he basically had this organization that came to him and gave him this ability, and they were like, okay, here you can do whatever you want. And so he regressed time
countless times.
We don't even know how many times it's been.
It could be hundreds. I think it has to be hundreds.
It's probably more.
Probably more.
But essentially, he kept regressing, training, and he kept retaining memories of every life to build up his skill, become powerful, and become the hero. Because that was his whole goal. He wants to be the hero. He wants to be the guy, and he made Zeke the villain because Zeke has so much power. He's the perfect. He is the perfect
Demon Lord.
Yeah, to slay, to say I'm the strongest.
And mind you, he doesn't just like train every life. What he does every life is he goes through the life, and he and his organization, they make certain people demon people with their influence
that he can kill.
That so that he can later kill to raise his influence. And he also goes through he finds members of his parties, and he has conversations with them every life so that they can act exactly how he wants them to act at like every life. Like he gets it down to like line for line. Like imagine he's just like the ultimate actor basically.
Yeah. And Zeke eventually finds this out
because this was the first life that Zeke like everybody regresses, because usually Glenn like activates the regression ability. And then only people of that organization remember their past memories, because all the rogue members and everything have their memories. And now this for the first time, Zeke also has his memories.
Yes.
And so that's how he goes around. He goes around like doing kind acts, but he realizes, hold up, did these people behind the scenes control my whole life?
Yeah, and he, as a Demon Lord, now is pissed.
Oh, he's huge pissed.
Because he's like, the fact that someone made him in a chess piece was like, he was like, I got it. Destroy
flipping the board.
Yep, he's flipping the whole board. And he starts hunting them down.
Yeah, and so basically these people, that we don't really know the name of them yet.
Nope.
But Glenn Zennard is a leader, and then they also have another leader that they call the Master. And so the Master seems like he has these road figures, that's all they're called. And they're these people with dark black robes that go around telling certain people how to act. And for example, one of Zeke's old companions, his name was J. Cole. How do you say it? J. Cole? Drackle?
Yeah.
Drackle. His name was Drackle.
Which is why Dracula.
Yeah, Dracula.
He's a vampire guy.
Yeah, he turns into a vampire because they give him a special item that basically whenever.
Oh yeah, because he's afraid of blood.
He's afraid of blood.
And then they turn him into a vampire.
Yeah, and so basically they don't turn him into an actual vampire, but they gave him an item that basically he can suck out blood and he can use it however he wishes.
Basically, like he used to like when he was a Demon Lord, he used to like soak in blood pools.
Which
gross.
Is gross.
Yeah.
But in this world, basically what they do to these demon people, or soon to be demon people, is that they'll like destroy their environments, and they'll be like, we can help you out.
Yeah, at their lowest moments, they come and look like saviors.
Yeah, they'll be like, hey, we'll give you this item, we'll give you power so you can like break through and like accomplish what you want.
Yeah.
And in reality, it's them like destroying their whole family or something, because their family is shitty to them, mind you. But like, that's not the method to go around fixing the problem. And so Zeke will come and fix their problem and also kill the road people while he's at it. And that's how he got his party members. That's how he got Lila. That's how he got Snock. That's how he got Elena.
Well, Lila's situation is crazy, different. But we'll go over that later. But
so yeah, you want to keep going?
But basically, these road people,
They're everywhere. They're like leading the world through the timeline, basically.
Yeah, they control the timeline, and
Mm.
they've done it a million times in the other timeline. So for
Yeah.
them, it's easy. But because Zeke remembers, he becomes a variable, and so the ripples spread out, and they're starting to lose control,
Yep.
and they're starting to send people to like try to investigate, and
Mhm.
that's where what's her face Marilyn comes in.
Yeah. Ooh.
And Marilyn, this is how when Marilyn came in, that's when we realized how deep this goes.
It all goes
So
real deep.
Marilyn is essentially she loves Zeke.
And she was a demon person
Mhm.
with Zeke.
And she was a strategist. But
yeah.
in the past, Zeke, because Zeke is incredibly smart, he starts to see some clues of
Yeah.
how, because Marilyn comes out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
She bumps into them, and
Instantly loves him.
yeah, she becomes friends. Because she's so social, so she becomes friends with everyone. Everyone's like, oh, they all love her. She loves them. They go and try to explore.
Mm-hmm.
What's it called? The Cloan ruin.
No, it's the Valawan ruin. Remember the
The
seaport.
Voluin.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's the place where
There's a maze-like city.
yeah.
Remember?
And there's like these ancient like statues and stuff.
Yeah.
Because there's these trees that
The magic trees.
that they keep discovering, and they find one of them, and they're trying to
Like unlock it,
Yeah.
basically. So basically there's these trees, there's 5 different trees, and they're all locked. And they're locked by the people who control the timeline. And they're called we think they're related to the Cloan Empire, which is not the Crowan Empire. That's Count Steel. It's the Cloan Empire.
Yeah, this is like a fallen empire
From like
But-
1,000 years
but
ago.
their technology was like incredible
They controlled, their emperor actually controlled the regression ability.
originally, and they're wondering why like this place or an empire that
Controls time.
just got destroyed.
And so basically the master, we think, it's pretty clear that the master is now controlling the regression ability to try to get to a certain point to like restore their power.
Yeah,
And the way they make it kind of clear that these trees are the key to the regression ability.
yeah, and so they're trying to, because like they're being suppressed, and they're trying to remove the suppression ability so that way they can't control it.
Yeah.
Because I think the trees are too powerful. They try to control it that way. And
Yeah.
so Marilyn comes in, and she's a spy.
She's a spy.
But how deep she's in was crazy when they revealed it. So Zeke
Go
remembers
step by step, bro.
So in his past life, he was betrayed, and for him, there was only one person that could have betrayed him, but he didn't obviously like want to believe that point, so he put it off.
Yeah.
But when Marilyn comes in randomly, and the way that she probes people and talks to them and gets information without them knowing, instantly reveals like, oh crap, she was the one that betrayed me.
And she genuinely loves Zeke.
Yeah, she's
like
in love with him.
loves him.
But it's not in the way that you would think. So she is part of
The
the organization, but she gets brainwashed to love him. She-
Brainwashed from young age.
Yes, they teach her
Like 5 years old.
everything about him, all his habits, all the things he likes, all the things he dislikes, every single aspect about him, she knows.
Actually, they show him a picture of him. And mind you, Zeke is a good-looking guy, so they show him a picture of him, and he's like, "Oh, this is the guy you love."
But she's brainwashed. But her love for Zeke does not surpass her loyalty for the organization. So when they told her to betray Zeke, she instantly did it, even though
She do it every time.
She-
And what was her reasoning, bro? You remember that crazy reasoning she had? You don't remember, bro?
Is it so that they can be together in every timeline?
And every time
That's
she's
right.
like, yeah, she's like, I don't want you. Basically, Zeke was trying to unlock the trees to make this the sole timeline.
Yeah.
And once you unlock I think it was a couple of trees, the regression ability will become not available anymore.
Yep.
And so she was like, I don't want that to happen because I want to have my, like, literally infinity with you. Like, every timeline,
We'll
I
be
will
together.
go back and love you. Every single timeline, instead of just having this one timeline.
Yeah, but
Why would I have one timeline when I can have infinity timelines?
Yeah, and I
with
was like, this girl's brainwashed like crazy because Zeke's trying to recruit her.
you?
She's like, no, and he's like, all right, then I gotta kill you. And she's trying to taunt, but he doesn't. Obviously, his mind he can't be taunt.
yeah,
No one can taunt him.
yeah.
And she tries taunting Lila, and obviously she kind of gets taunted because she kept saying, "Oh, you know,
Lila doesn't know her feelings at the time.
but for her, she's like, yeah, I got a strong competitor in this life, and obviously Lila, because Lila liked Zeke, but she didn't know it, and Zeke knew it, but he didn't tell her because he was like, you know,
I'm gonna let you figure that out.
But yeah, because Lila's she's different from everyone else. But basically, he goes through, and they defeat Marilyn, and she up until the end, she was like, I hope you lose so we can be together. He's like, that this will be the last time we'll be seeing each other.
I was sad, bro.
I was like, that is sad. That
I almost cried a tear.
Yeah, I was like, damn, they couldn't recruit her, but he was like, even after when they buried her, he's like, and we'll never meet each other again. I was like, damn.
It was sad, bro. I cried a tear. I cried a tear for him. I cried a tear for Tim.
He said, we'll never meet each other again. That's crazy.
That was tough, bro. That was a rough time apart.
Now, we should explain Lila. She's a crazy, like, her background is kind of crazy.
She's basically 1,000 years old.
Yeah. So Lila is when they met when they were at Draco's estate.
Yep.
After he solved it, and he ran into her, and she said she called her Zeke Moore.
Yeah, he called her Zeke Moore,
and he was like, "Huh?" Because he was like, "That's my past life."
Yeah.
And so they obviously try to kill each other. But she gets away.
Zeke won.
Yeah, he won. But they slowly get closer to each other as they meet again. But we end up finding out that Lila is she's a runaway. She's a core. So she has memories of their aggression, but she can't like sort them out because obviously she's not a part of the system or whatever. And they go through. She starts trying, gets to like, she's not like really human. I mean, she is human, but like she doesn't really have emotions that she doesn't know how to express it because they haven't really
basically locked her memory.
Yeah, so she doesn't have her memories. So she's like a baby, but an adult at the same time. But she's not a baby like in terms of intelligence, she's really smart. Yeah. But in terms of emotional intelligence, she's like a baby. That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah, there you go.
She's still an adult. But she's slowly trying to figure out her emotions. She slowly becomes close to the group, and she starts feeling friendly in her relations. It's only when Marilyn points out her feelings for Zeke that she comes to realize it, and their relationship takes the next step. For Zeke, he doesn't really display it. He was like, "Yeah, I was just hoping, since this is your first time feelings for someone, that you'd figure out on your own." And it was so funny. He was talking to her like he's the dad. He's like, yeah,
you love me, but like I wasn't gonna play on it since you're basically a baby emotionally.
Yeah, so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna let you figure that out on your own. Yeah. And she was super embarrassed. She was like,
dumb embarrassed.
She was like, I love him. But then she admits it, and she's like, well, what would you say when I confessed to you? And he was like, I don't know.
He's like, I'm not saying it back if that's what you thought.
She was like, she was like, shouldn't this be the point where you say yes, even if it's a lie? He's like,
I'm not doing that for you.
He's like, no.
Hey, basically, Lila decides that like she loves Zeke, and that she's gonna get Zeke to fall for him. But she is Chloe's princess. Yes. So, like we said, Chloe's empire from 1,000 years ago. She was a princess from all the way back then, still alive. And so, basically, these trees also have her memories locked in them. And she finally gets her memory. She unlocks more memories every time they unlock the trees.
Actually, did you run into the Kraken?
Yes.
Okay, so you were at the part where that monster was.
That monster thing.
Okay, so I wasn't trying to say too much because I didn't know if that was before or after where you've been.
No,
so
I read that.
So the monster, basically there was a monster that they developed to try to
suppress her.
Yeah, because they wanted, since she is like
Lila.
The core, Lila, because she's like a key part to the regression ability. the monster was developed to steal, basically like replace her, because
Yep.
the people who wanted to destroy the regression ability in the past needed to steal it from her. So they made this monster, and obviously the monster was sentient. So the monster hates Lila because it was basically tortured its entire life, and it tried to take Lila's memories. And obviously Lila's shaken up by that, but Zeke was like, "You're Lila. Don't worry about whatever.
Don't worry
It's
about
like
anything else.
this is you now, and whoever you were in the past doesn't matter."
Yeah.
Because for Zeke, he hates the fact that he was once Zeke Brave. He's like, "That's not me. That's someone else." And every time someone says that to him, he gets pissed.
It's like, I'm not a hero.
No, he's like, "I'm not a hero. I just do kind acts."
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's hilarious. But, and actually, there's a point because he runs into Zeke Brave's like manifestation, and he tries killing him.
Oh, he does kill him, bro. Remember, he does.
He didn't kill
He
him.
kind of fades away, but he basically killed him.
He like slapped him around a little bit. He didn't kill him because he was pissed. He was like, because they were trying to talk, and he was like, "I'm not going to talk. I'm going to kill you." And he was like, "Okay, you can try to kill me after we talk." He's like, "Okay," and then he goes away, and he was like, "Yo, mother, you lied to me." He's like, "I gotta kill him next time I see him."
You're right. But yeah, so basically, Lila gets her memories back, or gets some of her memories.
Well, it's not really her memory. She just gets a view of her past.
That's what it is, yeah.
And essentially, her past, she was a demon lord in her past, and Zeke Brave defeated her. But that's why Zeke Brave was like, I'm shocked that of how different she was, and that she even likes the current Zeke. He was like, yeah, it's hard for me to accept because she was so evil in the past. And so Lila's shaken up about it. She was like, because she keeps trying to tell Zeke, don't become a demon lord, don't become a demon lord.
She remembers, she has like jumbled memories of the past life where Zeke was Zeke Moore, the demon lord. And so she doesn't want him to step back into that side.
So basically the whole time they're together, like before like the relation gets closer, she's like, don't become Zeke Moore, please.
That's why she joins the party, to watch him, basically.
Yeah, because Zeke was like, I will do whatever I want. And especially after he found out that Glenn was the guy that said the Kynex, he was actually considering about going back to being a bad guy. He was like, should I just go back to being a bad guy? I don't want to listen to him. But then he was like, no, but if I go back to being a bad guy, I'll let Glenn Zenner off. So he was like, I'll be a kind guy to piss him off. He was like, I'm going to be the hero. Even though he hated the fact that he said that, but he was like, I got to steal the spotlight from Glenn Zenner. Because this was his first part of revenge. He's like, I'm going to take away his fame, his everything that he wants in this life. It's gonna be mine, because originally that was Zeke's. He was the hero, and he's like, I'll take it back, even though I hate it. He's like, I'm gonna go steal it from him. And Glenn Zenner gets pissed every single time. He's like, he's stealing my talent, he's stealing my spotlight, I can't let him go, I can't. And when he steals a party member, he's like, damn it, he's stealing party members.
And that's where we throw in Lara. As we said, that's the newest addition to Zeke's team, and that used to be Glenn's teammate. And she kind of got thrown out of Glenn's team, or you could say she left Glenn's team, because Glenn, I guess in the past life, she used to be his shield bearer.
Oh yeah. He's like, he basically like wants like an RPG party. He's like, I need a shield, I need a swordsman, I need a healer, I need a magician,
and he's the swordsman.
Yeah, he's like, a party can't have two swordsmen. And
no, bro,
he's basically a child.
Yeah.
But she's extremely talented with the sword, and Hans
she's also talented with the shield though, but
she's more talented with the sword.
Yeah, for sure.
And Zeke like was like, just keep the sword, but she obviously doesn't like Zeke because she's in love with Glenn Zenner.
Yeah.
But Hans gets a little closer. He's like, you're really good with the sword. So when two people are praising her sword, especially even though she doesn't like Zeke, Zeke's extremely he's stronger. So obviously like she
respects his opinion.
So she keeps the sword throughout the whole time. She doesn't give it up, and this pisses him Glenn Zenner off. So he gets colder and colder to her, to the point where she's like depressed, and you know, she fights like lifelessly, and
she falls out of love with him.
Yeah, but
it's bad.
But then slowly, she gets over it.
Yeah, she gets over it
because like obviously like, if the person you like is giving you the cold shoulder to the point where they're like,
Straight up projecting. Like they don't
It's
even
not
want
even-
you near you.
Yeah, it's like she
like
sees like
disgusted.
disgust in his
Yeah.
eyes, and
Yeah.
that's obviously it's like you're gonna get depressed. But this is where Zeke comes in, or not Zeke. He sends Hans in because like
Yeah.
obviously,
Like a secret agent.
yeah. because Hans gets respect from Laura because Hans wants to be a hero,
yeah.
and Zeke oh yeah, because Hans gets trained by Zeke, even though he didn't like Zeke at first, but he comes to respect Zeke because of his strength and his character. Even though his character's insane, he's like, even though he's insane, he has a bottom line and he sticks to it. He's not hypocritical.
Yeah.
Even
And
though he
Hans
can
actually-
be.
And Hans turns out to be ridiculously talented.
Yeah, apparently he's extremely talented swordsman.
Yeah.
And so Laura respects Hans a lot.
Mm.
And so when Hans, he respects Zeke a lot. So they're like two people who respect, like they're respected like party leaders a lot. So like when they like fought a couple times, not like with swords, but like verbally, because like when they insult one another, because like Laura was like, imagine if he's so crazy. Imagine if he became a bad guy. Hans like gets pissed. He's like no, and he said this: if he became a bad guy, Zeke would tell us to go kill him.
Yeah, that's what I loved. I love when he said that.
He was like, because Zeke was like, or Hans was like, yeah, he's trained us to even turn our swords against him if he became a bad guy. And I was like, damn, Zeke's
love it.
crazy, but he's a real one.
He's real as hell, man. He's just fucking crazy.
Yeah, because they were like, if that day ever came, we would turn our swords against him.
Yep.
Because that's what he taught us. I was like, oh, God damn. Yeah. And she didn't believe it at first, but she was like, wow. Yeah.
They really would.
Yeah. But they also like believed because they were like, but even they didn't really believe that day would ever come because Zeke, I think like he has too many like good people around him that they won't let that.
He's not gonna slip into the darkness anymore. But so basically, yeah, we go through this whole thing, and Zeke's final purpose, he realizes, is he's gonna stop this regression ability. He's gonna kill the people behind it, and he's gonna figure out how it's all set up. And as of now, it's been pretty clear that the regression ability has been negated. So they've unlocked, I think, 3 trees: the Earth one, the Air one, what other one? The Water one, and the Water one.
Is it water or fire? No, it's fire.
A fire.
It's fire.
Fire, water. Water one was the Kraken one, no? Because the elves was fire. The one in the near the Kraken was the water.
Yeah.
The one in the mountain range in Pialu was the air one. And then was that it? Was that all the 3?
I think that was because there is one more that they have to go do. No, they didn't just. It's not destroyed yet.
Well, no, the regression ability is gone. They made it. They said it a bunch of times.
I thought they said it was almost gone.
No, they said it was gone.
Did they destroy the last tree?
They didn't destroy the last tree, but they said, remember when Zeke meets Zeke Brave, he tells him the regression ability can't be used anymore because he's disrupted the natural flow of mana so much.
Oh, that's right. I thought they needed to destroy the last tree.
No. Zeke Brave, when Zeke Brave showed up, he was like, good thing for you, you stopped the regression ability.
Oh, that's right. And so, but he tries, oh yeah, that's right. And then,
so the regression ability is canceled now. So every time he kills somebody, they're killed for good.
Oh yeah, and that's why he starts taunting Glenn after that. That's right.
Yeah. So after that, now we're in our current arc. He's basically trying to create the downfall of Glenn so he can kill him happily.
Yeah, he's trying to. So they went back to the state because they're trying to figure out how to find the world tree because that's like they're trying to free it or the world tree wants to be freed, and they know that to find the world tree it's probably guarded by the organization, and Zeke wants to destroy the organization. He doesn't really care about the world tree, but he's like because we have similar, it's helped me, and we have like similar goals.
Yeah, I'll help you out.
Yeah, because I mean, if I destroy them, you'll be free anyway. Yeah. So it's like whatever. And they return to the steel wall state because clearly there's something under there.
They're guided by so basically Zeke has this magical sword. It's called Winder, and it like leads him to where the ruins of the Cloan Empire is. That leads him to like where the trees are,
Yeah.
or to where they find the location of this underground bunker that's underground the Steelwall Estate, where he finds this big like crystal thing that it's supposedly there's a dragon inside of.
Yes.
And it leads, it's like it ripples magic every once in a while, and it seems like it's sending magic to the world tree, so they kind of know the location now, or at least the direction of the
direction,
world.
yeah. And right now there's like Beliad.
Mm-hmm.
There's a scheme because Glenn's entered. He's trying to turn like the Steel Wall Estate into like a Beliad supporter and get them destroyed. But he's trying to. In the past, that the Steel Wall Estate was destroyed for a similar reason, but now Glenn Zenard is like accelerating that plan just to target Zeke because now he's pissed that Zeke has all this fame, considered a hero. Even though he has a weird title, he's like the hero of strength or something.
Yeah, so now Zeke is the hero of strength that Glenn hates.
Yeah,
and then also big thing is that Hans is now called the Sun Hero because he has this special sword called Estelade, which is supposed to be a holy sword that shines bright. But in the past regressions, that was always Glenn's sword, and that's why he was called the Sun Hero.
And that was Zeke Brave's sword before.
And it was Zeke Brave's sword, and so now Glenn is super pissed because one, he doesn't have Estelade anymore, and they took his title from him, the Sun Hero.
So, and this is part of Zeke's plan. He's like, we're getting him closer.
Yeah,
we're getting him closer. And then now they're, so Glenn Zender's like, he's trying to turn the Steel Wall State into Beliad supporters, trying to tear down Zeke's fame by going after his family. And Zeke's like, well, don't worry about it. And then they have the Karumian like knights, and there's like some conflicts between them because like, oh, we gotta destroy these Beliad statues. And there's clearly traitors within it working with the Beliads and working with Glenn. And they have this rival kingdom or a state in a different kingdom with a rival kingdom that tries to say, oh, they're Beliad supporters, we gotta go destroy them. And so the Cronin kingdom is like, oh crap, because if you're labeled as a Beliad supporter, the Holy Church will come after you.
And the Crowan, again, just to let you guys know, Crowan, not Clowan, which is the ancient empire Clowan.
It's Cronin.
Cronin is the Steel Wall Estate. Just so you guys make sure.
But they're trying to frame those Beliad supporters so that they can destroy their enemy. And obviously Zeke's like, since he has a connection with Lubella, because Lubella is the Saintess at this point, he gets them over. He's like, they're not. And obviously there's no proof, but like because Saintess has such a high position, they haven't
done anything bad to the Steel Walls yet. And so that's kind of where we are right now. And so now I want to talk to you about this magic system, bro. Why do you like it? Why?
It's not that I don't hate it.
Okay. I hate it.
I just think it's because it's simple. It's like compared to everything else. Like it's the fighting is simple. Like there's the technique simple. Like because like he's just a magic swordsman, just going around killing people. There doesn't need to be levels.
All right, I will say for this book, I think it works fine. But if I'm talking about like if another book tried this, I personally don't think it's like it hurts the story that the magic is bad, right? But I am saying from an objective like sort of eye, I hate this thing because I like to see levels, bro. Like they don't have to be like this guy's level 4, this guy's level 5, but like to show like at least classifications for magic power.
Yeah,
like this
fair.
guy has like I don't know. Like we were talking about. What were we talking about? We were talking about damn Reincarnation.
They have magic circles.
So they have the magic circles. They have a mage who has 1 through 9 magic circles, and then I think it's not that like I need to have like power skills. I like to see that like for example if
it's easier to make comparisons.
Yeah, so that for example if Zeke was like a magic circle 4, then I could see and he like usually kills magic circle 6s. I'm like I could see how strong he is like that. But like we're just kind of going off Zeke's words. So he's like, oh, this guy's stronger than this person. This guy has strong skills. This guy's stronger than me. This guy's not stronger than me.
Also, Zeke beats everyone, so it's like...
Yeah, so I don't know. It's one of those things that I wish there was more... Because I think it hypes it up more when you fight an enemy. It's like, oh, this guy's like 3 power levels higher than me, and I still beat him. Like, that's crazy. Instead of Zeke just going, this guy has higher skills than me. Like, that's usually the only line you get about the power
Yeah,
scaling,
that's
bro.
true.
And like,
And then he,
I just wish I had a little more.
yeah.
So that's kind of where we're at with the Regressed Demon Lord is kind.
It's gonna be done in
February.
well, January, because it's gonna be done like right February 1st.
February 1st. Yeah, that's true. So it's if you guys get the advanced chapters, could be done earlier than that, but we don't do that. We stay with the common guys out here, the broke guys,
commoners.
Yeah, as light novel fiends, if we paid for all the advanced tiers, we would be exceptionally broke.
Mm-hmm.
So we can now do that as we read multiple light novels.
Also, yeah, some light novels might be worth it. Like
Sometime,
9-star. It's
Don't do it, bro. Don't do it, bro. 9-star. So
they have they're 2,000 chapters behind.
how deep are you right now?
I'm like, what did I say to you before?
Like 23 something.
No, I'm not 23. I'm at 22. Like
22.
I'm like at 2280
Okay,
or
okay.
85.
Okay.
But I'm like, well, actually no. I think I'm in 23.
I thought you were. I thought you said 2300 something.
Yeah, I'm like 1K behind the current translation.
I'm caught up with the current translation. It is fire. I can't. I want you guys to know next week's episode. That is 9-star because hopefully Biggest Gamer is caught up by then. And we might do a special. It might be 2 hours long talking about 9-star.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's gonna be crazy. But let's get into damn Reincarnation. What do you think of these next 50 chapters? Actually, we didn't get to read all 50 chapters because they haven't been released. Let's see how deep they are. They are. So we recorded this a little early, guys. We recorded this on Wednesday instead of Saturday for you guys. Also, real quick, sorry for last week. We got that out a little late. We got that out on Sunday instead of Saturday. We tried to do video and we completely botched it. So this one's audio again, and we're hoping next week's is finally video. But as you know, Christmas, whatever you guys celebrate, we celebrate Christmas. We're gonna be out and about next Saturday, so record on Wednesday. And as of right now, damn Reincarnation is at 146. So we're not at 150, but 146. How you feeling about it, bro?
I'm liking it.
You're liking it? Me too,
Love
bro.
it.
Oh, I'm liking it more
Bro,
and more every chapter.
Tell me when he met Sienna
No
again.
spoilers, bro. No spoilers. You got already spoiled, but
I know, but
it was crazy, bro.
it was crazy.
Let's just say, guys. So last week, you guys heard me talk about how it was basically one big training arc. He hasn't been challenged. A lot of this stuff. Let's just say
He gets challenged.
He gets challenged.
Over and over
It's
again.
what I needed to see. I was like, I can't just have you powering up all the time. I need to see some competition.
Yeah, he basically spent the beginning powering up,
Mhm.
and the second half is him going out and fighting. And
I
he's
love
been
it.
fighting a lot.
I love it.
He's fighting nonstop.
Non-stop. He don't care.
He was going
Get in
going
his
crazy.
hands. What are the hands rated? E for everyone. Man, he's going out here throwing hands, bro. He don't care.
Oh, but honestly, I like the story because the like in 9-star we call it. We've been saying scheming's deep.
Yeah.
In this story, the scheming's deep.
Oh, it's very
It's
deep.
deep.
It's
because-
hundreds of years deep.
Oh yeah, because I was like, every time I read it, I'm just more confused on what happened.
Exactly. I'm like, who did what? Where is who? Like, where is Varmath, for example?
Yeah, because we were, how, so in the story, obviously we said when he woke up, when they were fighting the demon lords, there was a peace or
Peace treaty.
peace treaty.
They call it the oath.
And now he's like, clearly, the oath somehow. The oath is more beneficial to them than it was to the demons.
Yeah.
Based on what we found out.
Yeah.
Because clearly, if they could have killed him, they would have done it. But they did not have the power to do it.
Yep.
That's what we found out so far. But that's what makes it also weird why they even went with a peace treaty in the first place.
Right?
Because if they couldn't kill them, why would they go for
the
the
peace
peace
treaty?
treaty? So
And why would they make it beneficial?
Clearly, something happened. Also, the fact they got reincarnated.
That's something.
Someone did something to him.
Yep.
And I mean,
Because they clearly.
he was my theory.
What's your theory, man?
My theory.
Wait. We should probably leave theories for next week, bro. Because next week is all about predictions.
Yeah, because we're so far ahead.
This-
Or there's not going to be enough chapters.
Yeah, there's no more chapters for us to read. So next week is fully predictions. We're gonna talk about the future. Nah, man, we gotta wait for next week.
Okay, fine.
We gotta do some.
I have so many theories.
So what's your rating? I feel like it's gonna be pretty high, man.
I think it's at least like 9. Right
Oh, a raise for you from 8.5.
now. Yeah.
All right, what's your last rating for our readers so that they can see if they should read it?
For damn Reincarnation?
Yeah, damn
I
Reincarnation.
think it should be a 9.
A 9.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Last time I gave it an 8 because I told you I needed to let him get tested, and he got tested.
Oh.
All right, and I love scheming. I love scheming if done right. If it's done badly, you can kind of see through it. Then I think it's trash.
Yeah, 'cause I cannot.
When you can't see through it, the intrigue, bro. The intrigue.
Don't see any answers to my questions right now.
I
can't.
love it. I love being lost, bro. It's like my favorite thing. I'm like, oh, just give me more.
Yeah, like I don't know like any reason why they're doing any of this.
It keeps me up every day. I see a chapter that unleash. I'm like, I gotta read it. I'm like, oh, I'm on drugs, bro.
I'm on suspense because it's like, bro, I just want to know why.
Mhm.
I just need to know why this all happened.
Yeah. So I will give it, as of right now, a 9, a solid 9.
Yeah,
A 9.25. I'll give it a 9.25. Man, it's really good. I'm happy we picked it up.
I'm just unhappy that the chapters are so slow.
The chapters are long though, guys.
They are really long.
You started and you're like, oh, only 150 chapters.
Yeah,
the chapters feel long.
They're long because they do like 100.1.2.3.
Yeah.
So they're that long.
And they give you the word count's pretty high. I think they do like over 4,000 words a chapter,
Yeah,
which
so
is pretty long.
There is a lot. So this is probably gonna be one of those shorter.
Yeah, I think I can see it done in 400 chapters.
Yeah,
easy.
It'll probably be like 500.
500. So it's not gonna be super long. So we're probably close to a third of the way done.
Yeah.
So if you guys want to hop on now, I would say hop on Damn Reincarnation. We're gonna read the next couple chapters that come out in the last like 9 or 10 days, and we'll hit you with our predictions for next week.
Oh, got
and
crazy theories for.
The theories are gonna be hot, bro.
Yeah,
the theories are gonna be hot.
I got so many questions and no answers.
Yeah, no. Hopefully we get some answers. Next time we go live, guys, for episode 4. It's gonna be New Year's Eve, I believe. So we're gonna be talking for a minute. We're gonna have 10 days, bro. So many chapters. Oh, I love it. So many chapters. Light up feeds, bro. That's what we are. We can't stop.
I'll be caught if I 9-star, bro. Then I'll give you that.
So next week, guys, we're talking about 9-star. We're gonna throw our future predictions for Damn Reincarnation, and we will also be picking a new novel. If you guys have anything you want to add, we have a little list we have going on that we're gonna do a little spinner so that we can it's all up to luck. We have a couple. I think we have 3 as of right now on our list.
Mm-hmm.
We just throw it up on our website. We do a little spin the bottle and we see which we pick. But if you guys have any you want to add to the list, throw it in the comments. We can't wait for next week.
Oh yeah, I gotta get these out here.
All right, this is Adam Moore,
the biggest gamer,
and this is Light Novel Fiends, guys. Take it easy.
Yep.